Alright guys, hello. I wanted to update you on 3 perfumes that Byredo, let me know the right pronunciation in the comments, launched last year in Frankfurt's Douglas store. We still haven't gotten it yet, but I was in the very cool niche boutique Albrecht in the Gallery. Highly recommend you guys to visit it if you love niche perfumery, if you really love luxurious perfumery, and if you're looking for a great selection of fragrances at one place and you visit Frankfurt. That's like the #1 place you need to go and visit, because there you'll find almost everything. Well, there are these 3 semi-new Byredo perfumes that look really stunning. I was super excited to smell them when I first read about REINE de NUIT, Cellier and Casablanca Lily. By the way, I'm sorry if I mispronounce these names, which I'm sure I do, but whatever. Today I went in, there were so many people, but such a super lovely assistant helped me out, and I wanted to smell them. I couldn't touch things. In Douglas you can. There I just grabbed a bottle and she was like, if you're interested in something, just tell me, I'll spray it for you. And so she did, not only with these 3 but also other perfumes, but I was particularly excited for Byredo ones. And I want to start with, I'll tell you what I think about all 3, but I want to start with REINE de NUIT, but let me know how to pronounce it correctly, because I'm pretty much sure it's not the way you should say it, but nonetheless, I can tell you what I think about this fragrance, and I wasn't really like looking forward to try this particular one, just because the notes were quite boring and typical for me personally, but since I had a chance to smell all 3, I did, so later I wouldn't regret that I didn't smell one of them. And so this one features the note of rose and black currant, saffron, smoke, patchouli and amber seeds. So when you see the pyramid, you might think that this is kind of like a smoky, musky type of rose fragrance with this fruity twist, which it absolutely is. It smells very typical for niche perfumery with roses. It's a darker kind of a rose with these fruity facets that are rather abstract, and you might think that this is the rose with kind of like a fruity touch, not necessarily like rose and separately the fruit. It's like them together in perfect harmony, so I really like how it's done. The smokiness is not churchy. I can see it being similar to such fragrances that are Portrait of a Lady and Co. So if you like that, but you want something, like in Byredo style, a little bit fresher, a little bit more versatile, not as heavy, I recommend you this one. It's really, really lovely, but it's nothing mind-blowing, it's nothing new to me. Like perfumes have been done 1,000 times like this one, so it's nothing groundbreaking. It's just a very well done, fruity, musky, ever so slightly smoky rose fragrance. And the next one, which wasn't like the one I was looking for to try, because that was Casablanca Lily, and oh my goodness, like I have a whole story to tell you about that. But I surprisingly loved Cellier even a little bit more than 2 others, and this is the one that features notes of leather, tobacco, moss, birch, cashmere and tea. So I thought initially it's gonna be a masculine kind of fragrance because of leather, tobacco and birch, like those ones are quite masculine to me. And I surprisingly really enjoyed it, because it was fresh, like with a green undertone. It's not like a green straightforward in your face being somewhere cutting grass type of a fragrance, but since that tea is a top note, it's kind of there when you spray it on, but with this gorgeous, very luxurious, exclusive, expensive smelling base, which probably comes from those masculine notes. But I really like how aromatic it is. I like how expensive it smells, and in the opening it's pretty hard to define it. Like, there are no layers in this perfume, you know, it's like one, and that's very beautiful part about it. In the dry down though, the cashmere overtakes a little bit, and this is semi woody, dirty molecule. It's lovely, I have nothing against it. In here, of course, it's dominant, but I really love the opening, and BENNI described it as a typically niche perfume. So, you know, to me it smells expensive, it's totally unisex, and you know, first few minutes, like maybe half an hour, I was like, gosh, this is so sexy. So I can tell you that if you want something sexy, something with modern molecules but at the same time grown up, really luxurious smelling, that you can put on when you're going out and you just want to smell quite mysterious so people won't really define your perfume, I think this is a very lovely one. I think it's also lovely to layer it with other perfumes that you have, just in case you want them to be a bit more mysterious, a bit more sexy, and I think it will go with any fragrance. So this is such a versatile one, and I'm a big fan. If I could, I would purchase it right away. It was love at first sniff for sure. But Casablanca Lily was the one that I was looking for to try the most, because hello, lilies, if you didn't know, are my #1 favorite flowers. Yes, with their super heady, intense, intoxicating, hypnotizing scent, from which some people get headache, I enjoy. Like, lilies are my favorite flowers, what can I tell you. Lilies in the perfumery though are very tough to find. Like, there is no such thing as lily absolute. For example, lily of the valley, which is totally different thing than lily to me personally, you know, like those big lilies, those are the ones I love. Lily of the valley are amazing because they smell just like spring to me, and they bloom on my grandma's birthday. But in the perfumery, those are rather clean, soapy, somehow green type of scents, and a true lily, you know, intoxicating, very hypnotizing, heady, almost at the point where you can't really smell it anymore, but at the same time you're addicted and you can't stop. Those are very hard to find. And when I look at the notes in this perfume, they were like no lily. And once again, there is no such thing as lily absolute. You need to kind of reconstruct the lily accord, and I've only smelled once an like realistic, close to the real scent of the lily fragrance, which was from DSH. It's still on my wish list. I really need to get it because it reminds me of real flowers a lot. In here we have two floral notes, both white flowers, gardenia and tuberose, some honey, plum, carnation and rosewood. And the result is actually very lovely. At first I was like, oh yes, damn it, like, you know, it was, oh yes, I love you, but at the same time, damn it, I want you and I can't get you, and oh, but I shouldn't even smell you in the first place, you know. Let me know if you've ever felt that way, but whatever. Casablanca Lily is actually not too sweet. I would describe it as a clean white floral scent that's almost like crisp, so you can imagine smelling white flowers on the warm yet not hot summer morning. And so the flowers, they are dominating in this perfume. Honey is not too sweet, plum is not too sugary and fruity, and you know, I sprayed it on BENNI. It was so much fun. The assistant showed us a bunch of other perfumes. The one that we kinda applied underneath, which was kind of like a beautiful base, so the perfume will last longer, because BENNI told her that nothing really lasts on him for a long time. So that was fun. We kind of applied that base and the fragrance on it, and then here just that base, and on other shoulder just the perfume Casablanca Lily. So that was so much fun. I really enjoyed to spray on BENNI so many perfumes, and he picked Casablanca Lily from these three, although I thought that Cellier would be even nicer on him. And you know, after a while I smelled the Stripe and Benny, I realized that I know this fragrance, and it reminds me of something. It took me a few more minutes to understand what that is, and it's another DSH perfume, also with some white flowers and honey notes, so that was also quite fruity, but with pear, not plum. So I guess if I wanted that fragrance, I would probably go for this one just because it's in a prettier bottle. But overall, I'm very satisfied with all three perfumes. I wish I had an opportunity to buy them, so definitely check them out in case you are curious about them. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this update on Byredo perfumes. Let me know if you smelled any of these, and if you had fun watching this video, which was really casual, then please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet, and make sure to stay tuned for future videos. Have a lovely day, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see each other really soon. Bye guys.